Hello, my name's EG Lately, and I am super excited for Ironheart. I've never been so excited for a streaming video show since forever. Can you look on my face and tell by the excitement that I have? Today we will be talking about... I can't even do it. I am not excited for this. I don't even know why Disney's still doing this, but we're gonna talk about it. You know, I'm sure there's been many nights where you've sat there and thought to yourself, Iron Man, what if he was black and poor? And a girl, can't forget that part, okay? You know you've asked yourself the question, I know we all have. What happened to Tony Stark's daughter being Iron Woman, or whatever it is?
It's fine, actually. Mom never wears anything I buy her.
No, we get Ironheart. And why? Because Marvel and Disney want to sell some fucking comics. That's the only thing I can think of that makes any sense to this. There is zero sense in my mind why I feel like Disney wants to make this movie. I'm sorry, again, streaming television show. It's not a movie, all right? It's not. Never will be, okay? It's gonna be a TV show on streaming Disney Plus, and you're gonna like it. You're racist. I mean, she was in Black Panther. Yes, it was 2, so not really the good one, but she was still in it. So she's got that going for her, I guess. But in all honesty, I don't understand why Disney's doing this. I just feel like maybe they made it and we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna throw it up anyway. Because you can't hold the black woman down, okay? I think that's something that most people realize is you'll never be able to hold the brothers and the sisters down, all right?
I know that's right.
Unless you make this terrible TV show about them. Now, granted, I have not seen it, but I don't have very high hopes. I felt like you were finally on the right path, Marvel, with the Thunderbolts, and then this. Why this? You know what? Here's a genius idea. You know that Blade movie we were gonna do, or the Blade TV show, whatever it was? Let's cancel that, right? The character that everybody knows and would probably be excited to see, and let's do Ironheart, who is a character nobody knows, nobody wants to see, but at least they can't say we're racist. There's gotta be some Disney executive that's working in the upper echelon that's just like, you know what? I am so sick of making these Marvel films. I'm so sick of Star Wars. All right, it's for a bunch of nerds. Let's kill it. What's the best way to kill it? Let's just start making the worst projects surrounding it so that Kevin Feige has no choice but to just close up shop and get the hell out of here so we can get back to making Inside Out 14. This time she's an adult and gonorrhea joins the party. All right, enough joking around. Let's figure out exactly what is going on in Disney's brain, because I just can't for the life of me figure out why they ever thought, 1, to even pick this character, 2, why they would decide to make a TV show about this character, and 3, how they think they're gonna make money with this character. I think that the problem probably stems from a lot of people who work at Disney living in echo chambers involving politics, where they think everybody thinks like them. The fact that they've been like bubbled away from the real world, that some of them actually think this is a good idea and people are gonna be excited for it. Listen, I'm all for inclusivity, okay? I have no problem with a character being black. That is not the problem. Like, I would be super excited to see Blade. I have no problem with the fact that it's a woman, even though the MSheU is a real thing. And it's kind of turned, you know, the predominantly male audience that would probably want to go see these movies, like, away. Which is probably why people were super excited for Thunderbolts, where it's like, oh my God, there's men in here and they're not completely stupid. That's a win. But no, Disney can't help themselves. They need to make a TV show about a character like Miss Marvel, whose comics didn't sell well either. Wasn't a very popular character. I find it interesting that Marvel was like, you know what? Not only let's put Miss Marvel in our super expensive video game that we're putting out, but let's also put her in the MCU. I don't understand why they're in such a rush to create these characters that are newer characters. You have so many amazing characters in the Legacy comics and so many amazing stories in the Legacy comics that you've never even touched. Like you did Infinity War, but like if you've read Infinity War in the comic, it's so much better. Leaps and bounds, infinity better. No pun intended. But we've gotten to this point now where they're just rushing these characters out, thinking that people are gonna go watch it. And yes, I realize it's not designed for me. I'm a white man with a beard, okay? I'm an Irish guy. I think they refer to me as Anglo-Saxon man. I think. I don't know what the hell that means, but I think the Saxons were like from England or something like that. Anyway, I digress. It means nothing. Because I know that some people will just be like, well, you're a white guy. Of course you don't like the black superhero girl because you're racist. To which I would say, yes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not I'm not racist. Although I'm sure somebody's going to think that that's true. Because that's the times we live in, right? If you don't agree with something, it immediately goes to race and gender. It has nothing to do with the fact that I've been a Marvel fan for the majority of my life and I've never heard of Ironheart. But I think that her comics only came out in like 2016. Ironically, around the time that people were saying that the MCU needed more diversity. Almost like they wrote this character just to be put into the MCU. Huh. Makes you think a little bit, don't it? Almost like this character was specifically made in the comics just to be forced into the MCU. Nobody cared about her in the comics. Nobody's gonna care about her in the MCU, which is a damn shame for the actress playing the character because it's like, it's not her fault, you know? It's not her fault that Marvel is forcing this character down our throat, just like they do so many other characters. But like, Marvel's got so many amazing villains they haven't even touched yet. I feel like this show's gonna make the Sonyverse look a little bit better than it has, you know? They also put the poor actor from Solo in the movie, you know, that failed Star Wars movie, which I actually thought he did a decent job in. The guy's a decent actor. He's playing a supporting character now in Ironheart, and you want to talk about, like, you know, falling from grace. You go from being a leading man in a Star Wars movie to a side character in Ironheart. I mean, I guess it's still Disney at least, so he's probably getting paid well. He's apparently going to be the son of the guy who was in the original Iron Man, you know, the guy that Jeff Bridges played that said, Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
That guy. He's his son. Jebediah, I think is his name. He'll probably end up being like the evil villain because, of course, you know, he's a white bro, so he's got to be. It's just kind of standard at this point, you know. Don't question the status quo. I'm not the only person who feels this way unless you're like some kind of paid Disney shill or something, which, hey, Disney, I could be bought. I'm just saying, but it is a high price, so I'm correct, son. There's a lot of people online that are bashing this, just saying it's Disney's out of touch moment.
Marvel Ironheart is coming out and no one cares. What is this? What is this? No. This is fake. This has got to be fake, right? Like, this is no. This is bullshit. It has to be fake.
Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
Even though I feel like Disney's kind of been out of touch for a while. They said that they were trying to get back in touch, but that failed with Captain America: Brave New World. It also failed with She-Hulk, pretty much all of Phase 5, except for the Thunderbolts. And the only reason people are really excited about that is because it didn't suck. So, you know, the bar went from being like, if it's not amazing, then we're disappointed in Marvel, to, well, it didn't suck. So now that's the standard. So in a way, Disney's kind of helped themselves by putting out so much shit that if they surprise us with something that's halfway decent, we're pretty pleased at that point. So maybe we've had this wrong and Disney's just tired of living up to their expectations of making great films like in Marvel Phase 1. Maybe this is actually a genius marketing plan by Disney to not have to constantly put out these amazing movies. So if they just put out so much crap, then they don't have to live up to those expectations. Honestly, it's pretty smart if you really think about it. But again, I'd much rather be seeing Blade on screen or The Black Knight.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
You liar!
Come on, you pansy.
Or almost any other character than Ironheart. I don't really think that the suit is impressive. I don't think the story is impressive. It doesn't really relate to me. But you know what? Here's the thing, Disney, that I don't think you understand is, if I want to keep track of all the things that are going on in the Marvel Universe, I'm going to have to watch this because I like to know what's going on and I like to find the little Easter eggs. For all I know, this could be the greatest cinema of all time. I could be completely wrong. However, I don't think I am. I just feel like judging from the trailer, it just didn't really seem like that great of a story. You know, she gets called up to be a part of this shady group that I guess wants to rebel or revolt against something. A lot of Star Wars vibes to this. And then she said she's gonna build an iconic suit.
I want to build something undeniable, something
Important.
iconic.
Which I don't really know how to take that. Again, I realize I'm not the target demographic for this. I'm not that daft, okay? I realize that this is being made for young black women to empower them and whatever else the popular political correct narrative is these days. But as someone who likes to know the ongoings of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I also think that I'm gonna be forced to watch it just so that later on, 4 movies down the road, I can say, hey, I remember that from Ironheart. Now, I'm not the only person who feels this way. I feel like the internet as a collective, aside from a small minority of people who might actually be excited for this, are pretty much trashing Disney's decision to continue forward with this character. It just doesn't make sense from a business standpoint. I guess Disney's got to be thinking, hey, if we did it with Guardians of the Galaxy and we did it with John Walker, maybe we could do it with her too. But I think what Disney doesn't realize is they kind of accidentally created a superstar in John Walker. There wasn't as much fatigue when the Guardians of the Galaxy was created.
Listen to these words.
Yeah, again, let me know what you think though. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I need to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Ironheart? I'm sure there's gonna be people in the comments that are like, I'm personally super excited for this, which go queen, you do your thing. But for me, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.